Welcome to the Finjan Show, and thank you for joining me today. I've been asked these questions, and initially I started asking back the question to all the entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the world. The question was, what is an entrepreneur? And I was really surprised initially to hear all the different answers from all the different people based on what is an entrepreneur. And some firmly believe that entrepreneur is exactly how they described it. An entrepreneur is exactly what they saw in themselves or in someone else. And what I discovered throughout the journey that I walked through, talking to these amazing entrepreneurs all over the world, thousands of them, sometimes at a time, sometimes over time. When I asked the question, what's an entrepreneur? Some said someone that's innovative. Some others said someone that is creating something new. Some others said someone that starts something from nothing. Others might have told me an entrepreneur is really someone that maybe have put their payroll on their credit card at least once. Every single person had that firm belief of what that entrepreneur looked like. And of course, there are lots of studies today that tells you what are some of the characteristics of an entrepreneur. There's, of course, a definition in the dictionary. And I'm not going to read those things to you because you could look those things up. On a high level, it's someone who is looking for an opportunity in exchange for a value, whatever that means to that person. So that's really what an entrepreneur is. But what we discovered through the discussion with all of these entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, educators, and everything else in between, is that really it's much more than just finding an opportunity or solving a problem for someone else. It's really a mindset. It's a way of someone thinking. It's a way that someone believes or think that there's something there of value that they could bring into the marketplace to solve a customer need, to solve a customer problem, or to add a value to a customer to make their life better or something else. And in return, that entrepreneur may be looking for an exchange of dollars, services, something in return. Now, you may think it's much more than a mindset. Well, maybe it is, but it really starts with that mindset. How you think about things, how are you willing to take a risk to make those things? And generally speaking, initially, many people said, Faris, is all about the risks that you take. It's not really about the risk that you take. It's about the calculated risk that you may take. That's for sure. And of course, depending on who you talk to, there are all kinds of different entrepreneurs. There's the wannabe entrepreneurs. There's the have to be entrepreneurs. There is the need to be entrepreneur. And each one of them is different. And by the way, no right or wrong. There's, of course, the underserved community entrepreneur. There's the rich and wealthy entrepreneur. These are all different people that are looking to solve different problems or provide different opportunities within the communities that they live in with the different resources that they may have. But if you really look at it from a high level, it's really that mindset of me seeing some challenge in the workforce or in the market, and me saying, there is a solution for that, let me go ahead and try it out. That's really what entrepreneurship is. And that mindset of solving a problem or creating an opportunity is what could really make the workforce place a better place. Now, I can't expect every single person we meet to be an entrepreneur. As a matter of fact, the more I travel to meet entrepreneurs and speak with entrepreneurs and listen to entrepreneurs and learn from other entrepreneurs, the more it became clear to me that they're usually somewhere between 5 to 15% of that population of that country. That was consistent in almost all of the countries that I visited. Some maybe a little bit more, some maybe a little bit less. Now, there are lots of other people that were inspiring to be entrepreneurs, and they might be, as you may know today, some may call it corporate entrepreneur, which is someone that may be in an organization being an entrepreneur. I've also heard it as an entrepreneur with someone that's internally an entrepreneur. Again, it's that person that is willing to take a risk within an organization, leveraging the resources that they may have to move an idea forward to either solve a problem that they see or create an opportunity that they think it could make things better or different or whatever. So now if you take that step back and say, wow, if we really think about it as a mindset, can we teach that to other people? That's a whole nother debate. And we could be here for the next 2 to 3 years debating, are they born or are they, excuse me, we could be here for the next 2 to 3 years, or maybe even more. The debate is, are they born or can you train them or teach them? Well, I'm not gonna weigh into either side, but I will say is that mindset of seeing a problem or looking for a solution and leveraging the resource that you may have, maybe can be taught at a certain level. Maybe it can be taught at a certain level. I don't really care which side you stand on with that aisle, born or can be taught. The truth is, at least mix them up with entrepreneurs who are already entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs who want to be entrepreneurs and everything else in between, from underserved community entrepreneurs to want to be entrepreneurs to have to be entrepreneurs. And then all of a sudden, you will find that things happen. Why? Because what we learned is peer-to-peer entrepreneurship, or around the entrepreneur idea, is a powerful tool to make entrepreneurs want to be entrepreneurs and to make the entrepreneurs that are running businesses or starting businesses excel or find more ways to do their work to make a better impact or bigger impact. Now, we could really talk about this for the next 10 weeks, 10 years. We're not going to be done. What I'd like to have you think about is, can this mindset improve the quality or improve the lives or improve the service or whatever else you want to say to the people that are exposed to this idea or this concept? I'm not saying that they'll become that. I'm not saying that they will implement that. I'm just saying the exposure itself of what an entrepreneur goes through to think through what they need to do to get to the next level could potentially maybe allow others to either be inspired by it, say that they never want to be that, or whatever else in between, can just maybe do something for the workforce that you have, or for the communities that you have, or for the business community that you have. So if you think about that from one aspect, the second thing I would like for you to think about when we say the word entrepreneur is, are there things from entrepreneurs that we could, maybe leverage to get others to do something with it? Now, when we say the word entrepreneur, I know it's very confusing in the marketplace. Some who will say entrepreneur is a small business. Some may say entrepreneur is someone who is in a medium business. Entrepreneur who is someone who's starting a technology-based startup that is ready to scale up. We've heard it all. I actually was in a meeting when someone said an entrepreneur is, if they can't have a technology startup that's ready to scale, they're not an entrepreneur. And they firmly believed in that. Well, that's really unique. And it's nice to hear that they have a firm belief in whatever that is. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. I just want you to be open to the concept that entrepreneurship can be in multiple ways. An entrepreneur can be someone starting a business, but also can be someone that owns a small business or a medium business, or can potentially be an employee working in a big business with the mindset of the entrepreneur risking some things in return of exchange of a value for the problem that they're solving or for the opportunity that they're creating. Now, of course, we could then talk about social entrepreneur and everything else in between, right? Tech entrepreneur, place-based entrepreneur, urban entrepreneur. The list is long. They all have one thing in common. The way they think about solving a problem, leveraging resources, taking a little bit of calculated risk is somewhat similar. Sometimes they do it with their own money. Sometimes they do it with other people's money or other people's resources. But the concept of leveraging resources to solve a problem or to create an opportunity is what an entrepreneur does. And that's the mindset that we're talking about here. Thank you for joining. Looking forward to seeing you again.